Hello everybody, I am Sophie and welcome to my book nook. As you can see, I have a tiara on, and that is because today, the day that I am filming this, April 24th, is my birthday. I am 19 years old today, and ever since I was like 15, I have made it my tradition to wear a tiara on my birthday because it's my birthday. I deserve to feel like a princess. Alright, today I am going to share, my May TBR, except that I'm also going to share me figuring out what that TBR is going to be, and I have an interesting process of how I'm going to do that. First of all, I would like to say that on my to-read list, I currently have a total of 368 books. There are 64 of those have not been released yet, so we won't worry about those. In the past, the way that I have decided what books I'm going to read, I have just gone to the very beginning of my TBR and oldest on my TBR first. That's how I read them. Except as my TBR has grown a lot, especially in the past 5 months, I realized it's going to take me forever to read all of those books, and there's a lot of books towards the newer end of my TBR that I'd really like to read, so I'm going to mix things up a bit. I have divided up my whole TBR into two main sections: my owned TBR and my TBR that I don't own. The owned TBR has 36 books on it, and the not owned TBR has 198. It's a lot. I'm going to prioritize a bit the owned TBR because those are books that I have and I want to read them. So I'm going to be reading more of those before I get more towards the TBR that I don't own. Furthermore, I have those TBRs separated a bit into comics, nonfiction series, and standalone. So if I really wanted to read nonfiction, I could go there and look through that. Just organized, because that's me. I like to be organized. Furthermore, what I have been doing is working on a series at a time, and reading one book from a series, then another book, usually a standalone, and then going back to the next book in that series that I was reading. So interchanging them. And I'm still working through one series that I will be reading that in May, and I will tell you about that. Alright. For my May TBR, I am going to read 5 books. It's going to be 2 from a series that I'm currently working through, 1 from my not owned TBR, and 2 from my owned TBR. So, first thing we're going to do is, for one of the books from my own TBR, I am going to post a tweet on Twitter right now asking for somebody to give me a number between 1 and 36, and whichever number that corresponds to on my own TBR list, that is the book I'm going to read. So let's go do that right now before I get into other stuff, so that way people can talk a little bit. Alright, let's see who responds first. So the books that I am reading through a series are the Left Behind series by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. I will put a picture of some of the books right here. There are a total of 13 books in this series, so it's really long, and I've been working through them for a year or whatever. And the series is about basically what happens after the rapture. For those of you who are not familiar with the Bible, and specifically Revelation, the rapture is when Jesus comes back and brings all of his followers to heaven. Then, either before or after the rapture is going to be the tribulation, which is a time of a lot of bad things happening. The Left Behind series goes about the rapture happening before the tribulation, and so the rapture happens and then everybody else is left behind. That's why it's called the Left Behind series. So it follows those who are left behind and have to go through the tribulation. And it's very interesting, especially for me, because I am a Christian. I do believe in the Bible, and I do believe that what is written in Revelation is going to happen someday. I don't know if the rapture is going to happen before or after the tribulation. There's a lot of debate on that. But I believe it's going to happen someday, whether it be in my lifetime or 1,000 years from now. Who knows? but it's very interesting to read because the books are what could possibly happen in the end times, and it's very interesting, and I think it's very well written, and it's cool. I like it. So I am going to be reading book 7, The Indwelling of That, actually in April, hopefully, and then I am planning to read book 8, The Mark, and book 9, Desecration, in May. So I'm getting along in that series. Alright, let me see if anybody has responded to my tweet yet. Oops, somebody did. Ryan has responded with number 2. I'll put a picture of this answer up here. You can see Ryan and his Twitter handle and all that. Alright, let's see. Number 2. Gotta grab my computer over here. Number 2 on my owned TBR is... Alright, hold on, let me go grab it because it's not down here on my bookshelf. I will be reading in May City of Orphans by Avi. I just looked at the back of this book. I guess it's set in the early 1900s in New York City, and it's all about a bunch of orphans. And I don't really know much further beyond that. I know that I've wanted to read it for a while. It was a Battle of the Books book a few years ago. So now I will finally get to read it. And I kind of like going into it not knowing too much because that means it'll be more interesting when I finally do read it. Alright, now for my next book that I am going to read off of my owned TBR, I am going to call up somebody and see who answers and ask them to give me a number between 1 and 36. Let's see if this works. Let's see if she picks up. If she doesn't pick up, I will call somebody else. Hey Molly, I'm filming a video and I need your help.
I film horrible YouTube videos. Have you ever watched any of mine?
I've watched your YouTube videos. Here, say hi to BookTube.
Hi.
This is my cousin Molly. Alright, Molly, I need a number between 1 and 36.
Sophie, you are frozen and you're wearing a tiara.
Oh no, I am frozen. Okay, you didn't. Alright, I'm unfrozen now. What's the number between 1 and 36?
35.
35? Alright, do you know why I'm wearing a tiara?
Why?
It's my birthday.
Why did I not know that?
Well, you know now. Alright, so the reason...
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So you want to know what... Do you want to know what book you picked?
What?
I don't know. I gotta find out. I gotta go to the bottom of my list. Let's see. The book you ended up picking is called The Stone Child. Sounds weird.
Sounds scary.
I don't know if it's scary or not. It's right down here. What do you think? Does it look scary?
Yes.
Alright. Well, thank you, Molly. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
Alright, say
I
go.
have a question.
Okay. What's your question?
Alright, my book, are you going to show it on your channel?
Sure. Of course I will.
Yay!
Alright, say goodbye to BookTube.
Alright.
Alright. So, the book that Molly picked is The Stone Child by Dan Pawlowski. I am just going to read the back of this book because I don't know anything about this book. I bought this book at a thrift store, I believe, because that's what I do when I go to thrift stores. I don't normally buy clothes. I don't really care about clothes shopping. But if I'm in a thrift store with my mom, I go look at the books because thrift stores have really good books. They have really good prices on books. Alright. Here's what it says. What if the monsters from your favorite horror books were real? I think Molly was right. I think it is scary. Eddie Phoenix has always been a loner, content to lose himself in a mystery novel by his favorite author, Nathaniel Olmsted. That's why moving to the small town of Gatesweed becomes a dream come true when Eddie discovers that Olmsted lived there before mysteriously disappearing 13 years ago. Mystery. I like mysteries. Even better, Eddie finds a handwritten, never-before-seen Nathaniel Olmsted book printed in code and befriends Harris, who's as much an Olmsteddy as he is. But then the frightening creatures of Olmsted's book begin to show up in real life, and Eddie's dream turns into a nightmare. Eddie, Harris, and their new friend Maggie must break Olmsted's code, banish all gremlins and monsters, and monster-like dogs from the town of Gatesweed, and solve the mystery of the missing author, all before Eddie's mom finishes writing her own tale of terror and brings to life the scariest creature of all. Sounds pretty cool. I like the cover. It reminds me of the the stone angels in Doctor Who, which are really creepy. Alright, so I'll be reading that book in May. The last book that I'll be reading in May, I'm going to be figuring out from my not own TBR. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to find the 19th book on my bookshelf, because I am 19 today, and then I'm going to just open up to a random page, whatever page that is. That number will correspond to what book I am going to read. Alright, so let's do this.
Do you have any hints? No, out of the way. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is found by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I haven't read this book yet. Alright, anyway. Let's open to a random page. This one. This one speaks to me.
134. Alright. 134. Now I gotta go find 134 on my TBR list. Number 134 on my TBR list is You Owe Me a Murder by Eileen Cook. I will put a picture over here to show you guys. So, this book is about 17-year-old Kim, who never expected to plot murder. Then her boyfriend dumps her, and she has to go on a school trip with him and his new soulmate, and she can't help but feeling a little bit like she wants to kill him. On the plane on this class trip, she meets this girl, Nikki, who's more than willing to listen to all of Kim's woes and jokes about swapping murders. So Kim plays along thinking it's all in good fun, and then her boyfriend ends up dead. So, you know, you owe me a murder. Sounds interesting. Sounds fun. So that'll be my read from my TBR in May. Alright, so just a quick wrap up by what I will be reading in May. It'll be The Mark and Desecration from the Left Behind series by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. Stone Child by Dave Blocky. City of Orphans by Avi, and You Owe Me a Murder by Eileen Cook. It is possible I could end up reading more, but those are the ones that I'm going to read, and I'm excited about it. And if you guys have read any of these books, or if they sound interesting, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed listening to me rambling and all that, subscribe. There's gonna be more of me rambling in the future, so just subscribe now if you want to hear more. And I think that is it, so I will see you guys real soon. Bye!